Well, hello there. Now, you don't know who I am, but that's alright, because we're here to talk about the Sega Master System. Yeah, and don't skip out early, don't leave early yet, because this video is going to be great. I've got a true hidden gem that we're going to show you. It was one that just took me by surprise. So let's go ahead, take care of the introduction, and then let's talk about what we're going to review today. Yes, welcome once again to the great North American Sega Master System game hunt. That is where we are after all the North American releases specific to the United States for the Sega Master System. Okay, yeah. Scratch all that, let's go with this. And in this hunt, we're looking for the cartridge, the case, and the manual, and of course, if we're lucky enough, any other inserts. So we have a good amount of them so far, but we still have a ways to go. And then we take 2 games from the Master System where I get to sit down, I spend a lot of time with them, play them a bunch, and then I just sit here and report back to you on what it's like to finally get to experience them and to see what the Master System had to offer, as I was a Nintendo kid throughout the 80s. So without further ado, let's get to these 2 games for this video. Alright, the 2 we're going to be exploring today are World Grand Prix and then Monopoly.
New worlds of sight, sound, and power can be yours. The Sega Master System of Entertainment.
We're going to start right off with World Grand Prix. And to just go ahead and jump the gun to let you know, it's World Grand Prix, this is the game. This is the most hidden gem I've found so far for the Master System. This one totally took me by surprise. So, here we go. Here's our front. Look at that, got the hanger tab. Here's a little bit of the back. We'll explore that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and show you the inside. We've got everything in here, and this is great condition. See that? And look at that cartridge. It is clean. Oh, man. And as... So, like I'm always talking about, the artwork, the box artwork for the Master System has been something I very much appreciate nowadays. And that Grand Prix, the checkered flag down there, with some of the checkers flying off because everybody's going so fast, that's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. But, alright, and the great thing about World Grand Prix, if you have a Master System and you don't own this yet, it's pretty darn cheap, very affordable. Before we get into our gameplay, let's go ahead, read the back of the box, and see if this is something we would have picked up and decided to buy back in the day. World Grand Prix. Design some of the hottest Grand Prix racetracks in the world and hit them fast in the hottest wheels ever to fly across the home video screen. Your speed and daring will determine the race. If you're one of the top 5 finishers, you can use your money to purchase even more supercharged parts for your car. You win again, you get more parts, making your car hotter and hotter. So nothing can stop you from nabbing the World Championship, except maybe the car that just pulled up beside you. Or, in my case when I was playing, it pulled up right in front of you. It seemed to jump from one side of the screen to the other. But no, anyways, we'll talk about that in a moment. World Grand Prix. Let's take a look. As we hear with many of these titles, this was developed by Sega and published by Sega, and then released in the United States in October of 1986. For those of you following at home, this was released 1 full year in front of Outrun, which was released in October of 1987. I believe that World Grand Prix was able to show Sega just their ability to be able to port Outrun from the arcade, being that this game can travel at pretty good speeds and really make you feel immersed within the race. With limited foreground and limited background action, this really allows for the game to maintain the speed and the velocity necessary to really keep you immersed and let you know that you are definitely on the Grand Prix. And it's the controls, the tight controls, the very responsive controls that make this game top-notch. Taking inspiration from pole position and giving you just two gears, low and high, World Grand Prix here gives you the ability to stay focused on the racing and your acceleration as needed for the upcoming corners. By driving well enough and finishing within the top 6, you are able to earn an allotment of points that you can spend before the next race to upgrade your car. That adds a nice little bit of light role playing, and of course a reason to go back and race again and again as you try out different upgrades throughout the whole circuit. This title just took me by surprise. Here I was, unfortunately expecting some type of a droll, Grand Prix-esque style, maybe some little knockoff, almost outrun kind of game, but no, this is great. There is a simple charm to this game, and it just feels, it just feels honest. So if you really enjoyed Outrun on the Master System, then you really need to get a World Grand Prix, because this is just like it, just flavored just differently enough to make it stand above and stand out on its own. Just when I thought I couldn't find any more reason to love this game, I found the track editor. It might be a very simple track editor, but it is a very cool and very effective and very fun track editor. This transported me right back to my childhood with Racing Destruction set and making all kinds of tracks. So I had so much fun here creating my own track and then getting to go out and then race on it and just to see how well my design works and if I could even race on it. Yeah, this ought to take you back a few years. Just the level of detail we had in Racing Destruction set back then on the Commodore 64 to be able to make our own tracks and just be able to change almost every aspect of each little piece of it was mind-blowing at the time, and I spent many, many hours making tracks. Oh, and there you have it. As you saw, World Grand Prix. This took me completely by surprise. I was not ready for this. I did not expect this. This was one of those titles I just grabbed when I saw it's super inexpensive and in such great condition. I was like, well, I've got to add it to the collection. Let's do it. We gotta play it and review it, let everybody know how it is. And I instantly fell in love. I mean, just that simple track editor alone just made this so much fun. Able to put several hours of fun play into this by just creating some fun tracks and giving it a go. And that was, of course, as I said in the video, that just took me straight back to my childhood, pure nostalgia of Racing Destruction set, where I would make tracks all the time and just had disc after disc full of crazy tracks that I had made. So maybe that's what this really was. But I would like to think that I did look at it pretty objectively, because, man, even if you're not building tracks, just the racing alone was really fun. So if you do not have this in your collection, for some reason this is not on your radar or in your collection, put it there as soon as you can. Alright, let's get ready for the next one.
Hey Scotty, what level are you at with these Sega games?
Wow!
Safari Hunt, Ghostbusters, Shoplifter, Black Belt, Hang On.
Yeah! So, what level can you get to?
Look for Sega's Ghostbusters Great Volleyball and Shooting Gallery.
Up next, we've got Monopoly. Good old Monopoly. How much of a Monopoly fan are you? I have a couple of the, collector's edition Monopolies, and gosh, talk about a massive market there. Jeez, so many different versions of Monopoly. Here we go, back here. What is cool about here, the Mega Plus cartridge, and the cool plus about that card...
What?
The Mega Plus cartridge, and the cool plus for this cartridge is it has battery backup RAM. See right there? Look at that. Pretty amazing. And then inside, I'll show you everything. It looks good. Got it all here. You'll see the cart that I have is the Monopoly cart. And then there is a regular just Monopoly cart where it is actually spelled out all in one word. And eventually I will pick that up. But, oh, forgot to say, my favorite parts of these is when you still have the hanger tab. So cool to see. But great box condition and everything. And then like World Grand Prix, Monopoly is pretty inexpensive to add to your collection. But, I mean, okay. So, as we always talk about the box art, let's look at this. There you go. Mr. Monopoly jumping on the go. That's pretty iconic. You know what this is. Even just by the name, you know what it is. But that's pretty good. So, let's go ahead and give it a read and see if this would pique your interest to try and play Monopoly electronically. Monopoly. Pass go and collect $200. Go directly to jail. Everyone knows Monopoly, the world-famous real estate trading game. Now you can play the exciting Monopoly video game on your Sega system. Monopoly is fantastic fun for the entire family. You can play against the computer with skill levels that you select, or get up to 10 players in on the action. Dang, 10 players. It has special features such as built-in batteries so you can save the games and play them later. Roll the dice with a push of a button. Your token comes to life and moves across the board. Buy companies and properties. Increase the value of your properties by building houses and hotels. Land on chance or community chest and pick a card. With strategy and luck, you can become a winner. But you'll never know how the dice will roll. 10 players. I guess it does say that right on the cover, right there. Up to 10 players. That is crazy. I mean, I think I know 10 people, but I don't think I could get 10 people to play Monopoly in the same room on the Sega Master System. You're going to sit down and you could all play Monopoly for a moment, and then, actually, I don't even think that would fly back in the day. I don't think we would have wanted to play Monopoly. Anyways, let's take a look at the gameplay. Monopoly, developed by Nexa Corporation and published by Sega, then released in September of 1988. Oh, this is just what you would expect. It's Monopoly, 8-bit style, electronically. Some pretty cool animations, though, when you get to see the game tokens moving around the board. A unique observation I have about here Monopoly is that the manual is one of the thickest and most well-written manuals that I have seen so far for the Master System. I mean, it's almost 30 pages long. The one downside to this, though, is I cannot bear the music, and so when I do play this game, I had to have it on mute, and definitely have something in the background playing, like, you know, a podcast or some other music. Monopoly, 8-bit style for the Master System, well represented, and definitely a playable game. So there you have it. There was Monopoly. You know, it actually does a great job of representing the game, the board game, in an 8-bit style, and I gotta say, to just be able to sit back and play that, it's not bad at all. And then once again, like I said, I will show you one of my video game themed Monopoly versions, and that is the Monopoly Arcade Pac-Man version. There we go. So it's a lot of waka waka and a lot of fun.
Waka waka!
Back to Monopoly on the Master System. I gotta say, nothing wrong with it. Works fine. The music was a little repetitive and a little annoying, but whatever. You can turn that volume down. Getting to watch your token move across the board in that kind of animated way was pretty fun. A lot better than just having a static, large display of the board and then watching little pieces tap around. It has a little bit of the interactiveness that you might need to keep yourself engaged a little bit more instead of it with it not being on a board in front of you. So, anyways, Monopoly, there we go. Well, as we get ready to wrap things up here, I just wanted to report in. Unfortunately, between the last video and this video, I do not have any new Master System pickups. No new games at the moment to show you, but you know what? That's okay. This is not a race. This isn't a sprint. This is a long-distance run. We're in here for the long haul, as it is going to take us quite a bit of time to review all the games that we still have, and we still look to pick up more. What I will say though is I was looking at some of the accessories that I still need to get, most notably the 3D glasses, and wow, those are pretty spendy. So I'll be saving up a little, trying to save up a little bit for those, because I mean, if you buy them, you know, not in a box, they're not too bad, but I would of course love to buy them in the box, and then at that point, that's when the price, you know, skyrockets and goes crazy. So we'll see how it ends up. If I find a pair of glasses loose somewhere, or if it's on eBay even and it is a great price, I'll probably grab those, because I have a few of the 3D titles that we need to get into soon and see how those play. That's alright, it's going to be a lot of fun to see how the Master System did it. And with that, I just once again want to tell you all that I have thoroughly been enjoying the Master System, as I continually say every one of these videos, and if you haven't given it a chance yet, I highly recommend it. Hopefully a buddy of yours has it, or you can find one at a decent price and give it a go as well. Yeah, definitely recommend it for if you're looking for any type of good 8-bit nostalgia bite or just experience. It really, really hits every one of those notes very well, and keeps me coming back constantly and wanting to add more and more titles to the collection, because I am having a blast. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below, and we'll catch you in the next video. And as always, game on.
Yeah.